My name is Chantal Comeau. I'm an English teacher at École Mathieu Martin, and today's pedagogical capsule is on the literary element theme, which is also known as the message or moral. So starting from the top, essentially what it is it's a life lesson. So it's something that is uniform for all humanity and all of humankind. In English class, we ask that you state it in 4 or 5 words. I know that in your French class, you do this very differently. Ça fait que dans vos cours de français, je sais que vous avez appris que c'est un mot. La liberté, la justice, le racisme, etc. However, in English class, we would like for you to state it in 4 or 5 words, and we'll see an example in a minute. And one last thing would be, if possible, prefer the positive form. This would mean to avoid words that are in the negative form. We want you to avoid words like never, do not, that kind of thing. And as always, when you answer, even speaking, we would like for you people to follow the same pattern as you do for all of your classes, which is to state or present your idea, then explain in your own words, with the words that you can, the best that you can at the level that you're at, and then give textual evidence or proof. This is simply to prove that you read the poem, that you watched the movie, that you did the work required, and that you're able to prove that you understood it and to prove that you read it. This is a shortened form of the pattern. It's a shortened point form answer that we would expect from you. So the message in the story or the message for the story blank, and here you would insert the title of the story. If you're referring to a poem, you would do the same, or a movie, same idea. So the message of the movie blank is, open quote, and then you state the theme or the moral that you believe exists for that story, end quote. From there, you explain in your own words. Usually here, it will be anywhere from 3 to 12 or 15 lines, depending on the level that you're at. So you do your best to elaborate in your own words. And then next, the last slice would be to add textual evidence and proof. So you could say things like a specific example is, we can see this clearly in chapter 7, when, etc. So a specific example is in chapter blank. If you're reading a short story, you can say a page or a paragraph. If it is a poem, you can say stanza or line. And if it is a movie, you can say at the beginning, the middle of the end, or the end, and specify the scene. I often get the question, what do you mean by state a theme, madame? I get that question. It simply means make sure that it's clear what the idea or the moral is. However, in grade 9s and 10, this can sometimes be a challenge. So usually we'll give you a list to choose from. So for example, if it's a development question, you'll have the choice between A, B, C, and D. You would circle the appropriate answer and then continue with the last 2 slices, which is explain and give proof. That way you get the training needed and you will see multiple examples several times throughout 2 or 3 years of training. In grades 11 and 12, by then, you will have had the training necessary, and towards the end of this, we'll ask you to create some on your own and to personalize it. It is interesting to say, oftentimes authors usually choose the message or the moral that they want to share with the public or the audience even before that they write. And what they'll do is they'll set out their characters, the setting, the development of the story to fit that theme. So if the main character is having troubles with the mother or the father or the brother or the sister, the moral of the story could be geared towards relationships can sometimes be difficult. This is a more written out example. So if you were to elaborate a long answer development question, this is more what it would look like. The first example that you saw was more in point form. The main theme of the story blank, of course you insert the title there, is Follow Your Dreams. Underline in red. We can see this several times when the protagonist faces many challenges. She often keeps a strong heart and a positive attitude. And she never gives up. Here, now we're going to textual evidence. A more specific example can be seen in chapter 9, when she insists for her class schedule to be changed when she visits the dean, to better fit her plans for the future. So all in all, a relatively quick recapitulation. A theme is a message or a life lesson that applies to all humankind. This is now the lingo and the vocabulary that you can use when you're talking about movies and short stories. So hopefully you'll be able to acquire and use this word comfortably and recognize what it means. 4 or 5 words in a sentence, not like French class where it's only one. We want 4 or 5, and in the positive form. We will give you a prescribed list. There are also many online. You can go and have a peek. You simply type in morals and themes in books and movies, and a list of about 200 or 300 will come out. And please always follow the pattern like you do in all of your classes. So you present your idea or you state it, you explain, and then the last slice would be to give textual evidence or proof. So prove that you read it, prove that you get it. To conclude, this is the pedagogical capsule for today, which is the literary element theme.